Hey, it's May 17th, 2023, and I just wanted to check in for a minute. I expect I'm going to be removed from Twitter at some point because I just don't seem to have much of a filter on there anymore. Today I went out in public briefly, had a good chat with a guy. Um, had a chance to say hello to someone else I hadn't chatted with for a bit in on the way out, and that was cool. I went there to play poker. I didn't end up playing much poker. I played for like half hour, maybe an hour, something like that, and then table broke, and I just by the time I got in the next game, I just kind of felt like leaving. And I'm just going with that these days. I'm not trying to push myself too hard. Um, Picking and choosing my spots, and I mean, my money's gotta last me till my next paycheck, man. So, um, no rush, man. Um, some interaction on Twitter with these communists tonight. Don't know if any of them will see this video, but if you do, I've got a lot of materials on my website if you're interested in understanding why I support capitalism. Um, I'm not stupid, despite the many claims that I was on there. My IQ has always tested at least at 140 and sometimes higher. Um, I got into Mensa the first time I tried. I got a 4.0 in my undergraduate studies. I got a master's degree in a year. I became a certified public accountant. I got the eighth highest exam score in our state the year I took the test. I got a 96 on my ASVAB to get into the Navy nuclear power program, which I stayed in until drinking kind of set me back. Um, for me, alcohol was unmanageable. My life became unmanageable, and it was suggested to me that I turn my life over to God, that I offer myself to Him to do with as He would. And that's the journey I've been on for 16 years. Um, and I gotta say, man, I don't think I'd still be here if I were drinking, man. So I'm expecting I might get kicked off Twitter. To me, this whole Elon selling it to this or putting this lady in charge who sounds like a real bit of a nutcase um, doesn't sound good to me. A lot of the things Elon has supported, I haven't been in favor of. And so I don't feel optimistic that my voice will remain on there for much longer. And that combined with the fact that uh, I'm having less of a filter these days. But that's okay because I got other stuff up my sleeve, man. And I just ordered a few new t shirts. I got them. I'm not going to spoil them and tell you what they say, but I will be debuting those very shortly. Um, what else? I got my group tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Hopefully, I can go to dinner with the guys afterwards. Work's going okay. I'm in my third week now at the new firm. So far, yeah, they've kept me pretty busy. For the most part, I had a little bit of downtime that first couple of weeks, but yeah, they've given me some good projects, and I'm getting through it. It's an okay job, man. So haven't really gotten to know many other people there yet. I mean, we've exchanged brief words here and there, but yeah, I guess as time goes on, we'll just all get to know each other better, I would imagine. And I don't know what kind of. I think they do. They do. I don't know if they what kind of social stuff they do. If they do any like at the other firm, like we would have like birthday Friday, like once a month, where like everyone would like hang out and eat birthday cake, and that was like kind of where like people would just kind of socialize, and that was probably like the most kind of getting to know each other that we did. But yeah, I could see, I could see, and maybe that's, and I maybe it's not important. I mean, maybe we just kind of get to know each other as we happen to work together or whatever. But anyway, what else, man? Suns are out of the playoffs. Not that worried. They got rid of their coach. I don't really have an opinion on it because I feel like I just didn't know what was going on well enough behind the scenes to really know. They think that's the move. That's the move. That's the team. We're going with the team. We're hoping for good things, and that's about all we can do. So we got to wait till next year, but that's all right. The Suns being good has kind of revitalized my interest in the NBA overall this last couple of years, and it's really it's pretty good. It's pretty competitive these days. It used to be always there were just like two or three teams, and you knew they were one of those teams was going to win it at the beginning of the season going in. So it kind of made everything kind of a moot point up until that last couple rounds of the playoffs. But now it's like we had no idea what was going to happen, and we still don't. We got an 8 seed in there, just beat the one. It beat the 2 seed in the East Finals game one. I mean, that's crazy, man. And it's about the only sport I've really ever really followed that closely. I just haven't really had time to. Uh, I don't know. Football, I just never knew the rules well enough. I never played it really growing up, so I had less of an interest, I guess. And the Cardinals were never any good, so it was rare that they were worth watching. Um, Baseball, kind of the same thing. I mean, the only time I watched it was the year that the Diamondbacks went to the World Series, and then of course, I watched the whole time they were in the playoffs. But that was it. So just kind of jabbering away here. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I I just feel like things are getting wild, man. Things are getting interesting. Like the length of time between like interesting events seems like it's condensing. So I do feel like things are going to be getting real interesting here real soon, and I mean real fucking soon, man. I mean, I got. I think Friday's going to be real interesting for me, and probably for some people who happen to be around, and it's nothing violent. I'm not. ever going to be proposing that as a um, ideal solution. Um, I understand why people own weapons and want to protect the shit they got, man. And even if it wasn't my moral feeling that they should do that, there ain't nothing I'm going to be able to do to prevent them from doing that, man. And that's just cold, hard reality, man. And that's where I live, man. Um, I'm grounded here on planet Earth, man. And I have been for several years now. I write about it on my blog. There's a lot of stuff there. Hopefully, nothing too awful. Hopefully, people didn't read into stuff too much because some things I said, you may have made some assumptions that may not have been entirely correct. So you might want to be careful if that's something you've done, man. And you're thinking some kind of negative or embarrassing things about me because things aren't always what they seem, man. There's always more to the story, man. And I feel good, man. I feel like things need to start moving, man. Things need to start happening, man. Because there's too much suffering, man. I might be in a comfortable position where I'm not scrounging to try to find my next meal or where I'm going to sleep tonight. But a lot of people aren't having that luxury right now, man. And I'm a compassionate guy, man. I want this suffering to end. I want these issues to be resolved. But like it or not, I'm a human being and I need to be a part of that discussion. You guys can sit there all day going back and forth with each other, but I am telling you, I have bridged divides that need to be bridged. I have considered things that need to be considered that other people simply have not considered. I have come up with solutions that other people simply have not come up with. And until I'm a part of whatever discussion is going on, you guys are going to remain fucking lost, man. Because I know some key information um, that has helped me gain an awareness that may not be easily obtainable unless you get it from me, because it isn't something people are putting out there these days. So, with that, I think there's some people in this world who don't care for me too much, and seems like maybe they want to try to put me down or um, talk bad about me, come up with whatever line of bullshit they want to come up with to avoid recognizing that I'm a good fucking guy, man. That I've done a good job with the responsibilities that I found myself with. That in my ignorance, I have hurt people in the past, but that I've gained awareness that has allowed me to stop doing that. You know, I ain't here to hurt people, man. I'm here to build a fucking free world, man. You know, I'm here to talk about how that world can be built. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of effort, man. It's going to take a lot of individuals doing a lot of shit that needs to be done, man. Markets are really important, dude. Love is really important. And there's a market for love just like everything else, man. Love has been too cheap, man. Because love is precious and valuable. You know, it should be held in high esteem and high regard, and it should be um, freely traded in the marketplace, just like just about everything else. Now, I say just about. Why don't I say everything else? I say just about because there are some exceptions. Slavery should not exist. There should be no people being bound to one particular person's land. It just shouldn't exist. Period, man. People shouldn't have the choice to sell themselves into permanent slavery. They should be free to break that contract at any point that they choose upon reconsideration, man. So we should have a security force that ensures no slavery's going on. There are also many people in society who feel as though people below a certain age shouldn't be partaking in particular behavior. These issues are moral disagreements that cannot be resolved through consensus. These people are going to believe what they're going to believe, and these people are going to believe what they're going to believe, and that's it. It's a waste of time to try to get these people to believe this and these people to believe this. What there needs to be is a mechanism for that age to be decided. That should be a democratic process, but not a process of one man or one woman for each vote throughout the whole population. It should be based on your contributions to this security force. Because this security force needs funding, and people need a motive to donate. You're going to vote on the age, and whatever you vote on, that's going to pull that median in the direction you want it to be pulled in, and your vote's going to make a difference in those issues. I propose that abortion be settled that same way. Not because I personally believe that anyone can make the decision better than the mother, but because I recognize that we live in a society where a lot of people simply aren't okay with it. And will take matters into their own hands like they have before, in the absence of that being a mandate of the security force. Now, with that one, I'm less confident on that than I am on the age of consent, as far as that being the best solution. But it seems to me like it is. And the moral compass of society can change over time in relation to those issues. The voting mechanism allows the security force to reflect the will of the people at that time. It seems to me a just way to handle those difficult problems. My book is full of nuance, man. It's full of specific ideas like that seem to like they would work. Because, I've heard the arguments against the ANCAPs. I've listened to those arguments. There are reasons I don't call myself an ANCAP. My book's available. I'll leave the link. You guys have a good evening.